this work. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Tonight is June 9th, 2024. This is a mass meeting for UNIA-ACL Division 421 here in Atlanta, the Dr. Julius Nyerere CBPM division of the UNIA-ACL. My name is Brother John. I serve as president up until for at least another 2 weeks. Tonight we're discussing our upcoming local election. So per our UNIA-ACL Constitution, we're required to hold an election every year for each office, each elected office. As always, we start our meetings with our pledge. If you know the words, please say along with me. If you don't know the words, please stay on mute, and please join us next time. Okay, ready? I commit my body, mind, and spirit.
Commit my mind, body, and spirit
To the protection, defense, and security of the red, black, and green. I dedicate my life to the redemption of Africa and the liberation of scattered black children. I accept for myself
my descendants,
the teachings
of universal African nationalism,
and I promise that our children
will be instilled
with
the
purpose and knowledge of themselves as African
people, in order that
the curse
of
of
our
struggle will neither falter nor fail
until
all
black
black people
people
are free
and
united through one God,
God,
one aim,
one aim,
and one destiny.
one destiny.
Great job.
Race first.
Race first.
Race first.
Race first.
I'll immediately go through our rituals. Opening hymn from Greenland's icy mountains, from India's coral strand, where Africa's sunny fountains roll down their golden sand. From many ancient rivers, from many palmy plains, they called us to deliver their land from errors chained. Shall we, whose souls are lighted with wisdom from on high, shall we to men be knighted, the lamp of life deny? Salvation, O salvation, the joyful sound proclaim, to earth's remotest nation has learned Messiah's name. Waft to waft he wins his story, and you ye waters roll, till like a sea of glory it spreads from pole to pole. Till o'er our ransomed nation, the Lamb for sinners slain, Redeemer, King, Creator, in bliss returns to reign. Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. And lastly, shine on eternal light. Shine on, eternal light, to greet our souls this day, dispel the gloominess of night and drive our doubts away. Our longing eye prepare, when war and strife shall cease, to view the morn, soon to appear the new era of peace. Thy glorious church, O God, no kingdom can remove, made without hands, the blessed abode, the harbinger of love. Of all the gifts that flow from thy great throne above, we ask thee on our hearts bestow the gift of perfect love. My soul the light receives and dares the truth to prove, not in blind ignorance believes, but knows that God is love. Come, love, and give new birth to man's destructive mind, spread where confusion reigns on earth, goodwill to all mankind. Shine on, eternal light, thy penetrating ray shall turn the hour of darkest night into eternal day. Amen. So that takes care of our rituals. Ground rules. I got to get those. Well, I do pretty good from remembering them. Ground rules. Please keep a pen and paper available. Please keep your line muted when you're not speaking. When you do have an opportunity to speak, try to keep your comments limited to around 3 minutes. And make sure we're considerate of everyone on the call. We want to try to give everyone an opportunity to speak. Sisters, do not share your personal contact information. Share your business number, social media, or email. Don't use the N-word. And I think that's all I can think of. So, so that takes care of ground rules, and then we have roll call. A pretty good group. Have myself, Brother John, member number 306, serving as president. We have our treasurer, President Ross Marvin, member number 2. We have our recording secretary, Brother Art, member number 449. We have our counsel general, Attorney Imhotep, member number 165. We have Dr. Shams, member number 172 out of Brooklyn, New York. Sister Ifani, member number 368 out of Marietta, Georgia. We have First Vice President, Brother Omasius, member number 390 out of Jacksonville, Florida. We have our Second Vice President, member number 433, Brother Malik, here in Atlanta, Georgia. We have our Lady President, member 440, Sister Ra Ebony, here in Atlanta. We have our Third Vice President, Brother Eric, out of Douglasville, Georgia, member number 477. We have a new member, Brother Najee Duckett, here in Atlanta, member number 488. Yeah, we got to make sure, Brother Najee, your number may change. We had to clean up our membership database, but that's no problem right now. You're good. Brother Langston, here in Atlanta, and a member on the phone. I don't know who that is on the phone. 2402. Ross, you know who that is? 2402 on the phone. Greetings.
Hello?
Sister Cecily.
Yes.
All right. That is our soon to be announced if I'm reelected, potentially Lady Vice President in training, Sister Cecily. Brother Ross, if you could clean up her information. That makes 14 on the call, and pretty good representation from our officers. Thank you, officers, and thank you, members as well. So I think that takes care of our formalities. I know this is from a different date, but I'm just looking. Preamble. Don't want to miss our preamble. Let me share our preamble, and then we'll get into the topic for tonight, which is our officers. Where is my Constitution? Apologies. Sharing the right screen. No, I'm not. Preamble of the Universal Negro Improvement Association. The Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League is a social, friendly, humanitarian, charitable, educational, institutional, constructive, and expansive society. It is founded by persons desiring to the utmost to work for the general uplift of the Negro peoples of the world, and the members pledge themselves to do all in their power to conserve the rights of their noble race and to respect the rights of all mankind, believing always in the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. The motto of the organization is one God, one aim, one destiny. Therefore, let justice be done to all mankind, realizing that the strong oppresses the weak. Confusion and discontent will ever mark the path of man, but with love, faith, and charity towards all, the reign of peace and plenty will be heralded into the world, and the generations of men shall be called blessed. All right, so I think that takes care of our rituals and introductions. And we can go into, are there any questions before we go into our topic for tonight? Okay, so I think the best way to approach this, in my mind, is to just prepare for a clean slate, and see what we can expect for the upcoming election. For new members, in the past, we haven't really had a lot of contention as far as like multiple individuals trying to run for offices. So it just comes down to, in the past, it has come down to who is willing to serve in that role. And, you know, it's affirmed by the body. So. Bear with me. I wasn't completely prepared, as you can see. And while we're doing this, change is natural. If individuals, you know, feel don't wish to continue in their role, now is a good opportunity. You know, you finish your commitment of a year. There's no dishonor in stepping down. Some of our officers, as you've seen, as I've gone through, stepped down before the year was over. So, and if others, if you would like to step up, you want to make it official, you want to be an official officer, want to be an elected officer, duly elected officer, now is the time for that as well. So I guess it's my job to start as the leader or the current leader. In regards to my position as president, I do not mind continuing to run or to continue to hold the office. I was not aware that there was anyone, well, basically, is there anybody else that wants the position, first of all? Because, yeah, see, that's been a thing in the past. Like I said, there hadn't been a lot of contention. So, chat. Nah, I feel you, brother. So it's kind of a sacrificial type service. These, from my opinion, I'm gonna be real with y'all. You know, these things they're cool and nice little titles, but they do come with a level of responsibility and a huge time sacrifice. So if somebody wants to step up and make these sacrifices, I'm here to support you. So as of right now, we got myself lined up to serve or be on the ballot for president. No one else. No one wants to run for president this year, 2024.
That's all you, bro.
All right. Thank you, Brother Malik. So, Brother Malik, thank you for that. Brother Mason, I'm sure you would agree. Brother Eric. So those are current vice presidents.
Second.
Thank you. All right. Well, you know, we'll leave it at that. Lady President, our Lady President, Sister Rod Ebony, are you willing to continue? Well, first of all, are you willing to continue? And then we'll ask, is there any others that would like to run for that office as well? Lady President, Sister Rod Ebony.
Greetings, family. No, I don't mind.
You don't mind?
We got no, I don't mind. I don't get. I mean, if anybody wanted, then you know what I'm saying. I ain't, any contenders by all means. But as most of you know that come to the Black Cross nurses, my first 100 days of being in office, if I'm reelected to this office as Lady President, as most of you know, the Black Cross nurses is up and going, and we have our first training session starting in September. And we also have the motor course training starting in September as well. So whoever champions the Lady President's role, whether it be me or whether it be someone else, then, I don't mind passing along the works and the commitments that I have started. But in between time, between time, what's all scheduled from the office of the lady president is the certified patient care tech training, as well as the medical billing and code, CPR, the CPR training that we have in the upcoming July. Like I said, the motor corps training, where if you have not obtained your license or your CDL license, you'll be able to do that. If you haven't been able to practice self-defense, you'll be able to do that. We also have gun awareness, gun safety, gun control, and gun training. That's upcoming in the motor corps course as well, and as well as mechanics, where you'll learn how to maintenance a simple sedan. So, like I said, the office of lady president has a lot on this agenda, and whoever wants to champion it or win this election, by all means, maybe the best lady win, and I'll pass all that information on to you. But nah, I don't mind, obviously. Race first.
Race first. Thank you, Lady President. And again, I mean, that's when you serve in office, sit in office for a little while, you'll understand the opportunities to do work are endless. So having a title doesn't give us any less work or any more work. Whether we had these titles or not, we would still be doing the work. But again, as I said, this is more so a statement and a commitment to the community that we are willing to sit in office and hold the responsibility of these offices. Any questions so far? We got candidate for president and candidate for lady president.
I had a quick question, Langston here. I'm not interested in running for any positions this go around, but as a new member, I know I'm missing a little bit of documentation. Is there a way that is there a way that new members can get a copy of the bylaws so that we can just see what the different positions entail? Because I know folks are talking about the work that they're doing and their programs and stuff, but I'm also curious about just what the responsibilities generally are of the officers. So if there's a way to get the bylaws, that'd be helpful.
Yes, Brother Langston, we need to speak.
Yeah.
We need to speak. One question that I've got for you in general, because we've communicated now back and forth quite a few times, but officially when I looked at the records, you have not committed to the joining fee. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Like I said, we will talk. The comment had come up in orientation. You had mentioned some information, and that brought it back to my attention, because I remember you said that before, and I had looked into it before. Your current status is that of one that is allowed to receive certain information. And that's why, I send you invites. I want to keep you involved. I know you have questions as to what we are doing, who we are, and if you were to join, what you would be joining. And that's why, the door has been open. But some information is limited to those that have committed to the joining fee and active member status.
Okay, so what should my next steps be then to get access to additional information? It sounds like either following up with you or paying the admittance fee.
Yes,
right?
Yes. At this point, if we spoke around Malcolm X Day. That's when we first met. And at this point, I would be asking you if you are ready, to make that level of commitment. It's $10 joining fee, $3 a month. But the main thing that we need is an application filled out and the $10 joining fee. The monthly dues is something that we kind of work throughout the year. If you can take care of it up front, please do that. But the key thing is that joining fee. Once you take care of the joining fee, yeah, I don't even want to say this, but you get access to a lot of information. It's not much that you're limited from at that point.
Okay. How should I know that we had exchanged contact information before. I got a new phone, lost some of my old more recent contacts. So how should I follow up with you to get the application and move forward with things like that?
Email would probably be the best way at this point. So respond. I've got your email still. I'm sure you got our email if you got the link to
Yeah.
tonight's meeting. So respond there and just put, membership application and we'll work through that process.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep going. Chat. Hold on. And Kosi, slow down. Oh, God, ain't you going in like that. And Kosi, slow down. Slow down. Treasurer, President Ross Marvin, you there? Current treasurer.
President John.
What's your thoughts on Office of Treasurer upcoming election?
Yes, I'll be running again.
All right, all right. Anyone running against President Ross Marvin for the Office of Treasurer? And we also do need an assistant treasurer, so keep that in mind. Need to have a box for that. So if there's anyone that wish to serve as assistant treasurer, please let me know. That's a more higher sensitivity position, like membership applications, anything financial, membership, access related. Those are high level. You're not just going to walk off the street and get access to our financial database. So assistant treasurer would have to be someone that has some level of experience and knowledge with the organization. All right, so we good on treasurer? Nobody for assistant treasurer as of right now? All right, we'll keep it going.
You, President John,
What's
just
that?
saying. Shouldn't it be you though?
See, look at that. Let's just put a star beside it. This is how we ended up with this thing up here, open offices held by presidents. We're gonna end up with a bunch of open offices that I gotta sit in.
I'm just saying, as far as like the treasury part and the financials, I mean that I think that should just be you and President Treasurer Ross, just in that department. I mean everything else, is do as you will, but as far as that goes, I personally think that should just be you and President Treasurer Ross. Vice President.
I got you.
Well, I would say that there's nothing wrong with having somebody in training as assistant treasurer. Because President John and myself can't do everything.
Yeah. And there has to be, I look at structure, I look at procedure, and not just how we function, but how our body will function in the future. And if I'm not in this position, if I'm in the position, when you're in a position, there's certain things you will allow. But if I'm not in a position, I wouldn't want the president to have too much interaction with our finances if he doesn't have to, and that's the purpose of having, financial secretary, assistant treasurer. That's three separate individuals outside of the president that has a grasp of the finances. So it's safer. Okay. Going back to training, Brother Eric. All right, we'll keep it moving. First Vice President, Brother Omasius, how you doing? Eric, you have to talk to us when you get a chance. I don't know what you mean. Brother Omasius, are you there? Omasius, First Vice President, you're on mute. All right, we'll come back to Brother Omasius. Brother Malik,
Yeah, I'm still here.
How you feeling about second vice president?
Yeah, I'm stand tall.
My guy. Okay. We'll get back.
Malik for first vice president.
Do what now?
I'd like to elect you for first vice president.
Okay, Brother Mason,
Okay.
are you there? Brother Macius, are you there? Last call.
Is his name in the chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we got some I'm gonna do it like this.
But I get where she coming from.
Hmm.
What's Eric talking about?
I have no idea. Brother Eric, third vice president. Can you come off mute?
I had to rejoin.
Okay. Tell us what you well first.
I would switch. I said since you said I came off of training for that, I said I'd go back to training for the thing that you just added right there. That
Assistant
one.
treasurer.
Yeah, I would go. You said training. I don't know. I was gonna not say anything, but you said training, so I'm like, okay.
You already in that training.
Okay.
But we've had you more, we wanted you more on the membership side, as opposed to primarily just starting out.
Turn.
What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead. You were saying?
Like I said, there's two forms of sensitive information. They're both kind of related, but one is in the membership aspect, membership information, emails, addresses, phone numbers. We don't, there has to be some skin in the game before we get access to that information. The other side is financial information. So members, paying through Cashapp or PayPal, our local, account information, that's financial. The treasurer is in the financial realm. We had asked, we wanted you in the membership realm to be our lead membership coordinator. That will still also help you develop and get you access in regards to the treasury, but from a focus standpoint and having people in different places, we wanted you in the membership office.
President John?
Yes,
I
sir.
know it's not unusual for somebody to be in more than two offices, but I definitely would accept Brother Eric as assistant treasurer in training and also the membership office because he'll be working with me with both offices.
All right. Okay. Brother Eric, you ready for that?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say for my thing. I don't mind, but something I also said when we were in Philly was I didn't know the right word. Conflict of interest wasn't right, but one thing I said was like I didn't want stuff outside of here to like mess up stuff inside of here. Is the shortest way I could put it. So I guess keeping that in mind, I'm with whatever.
Whatever. Like it. All right, we're gonna put you assistant treasurer as well as membership.
And Brother Eric, please reach out to me so I can get you up to date with the training for both offices.
Oh yeah, my phone's upstairs charging. I'll do it after this.
Brother Eric, what's your thoughts on third vice president? You continuing in third vice president?
I'd like to
I
nominate
go to the
president. I'd like to nominate Brother Eric as second vice president.
Where does Malik go?
Malik is looking at first vice president potentially.
Where does Omasius go?
That's what we had to talk. Brother Macius, are you there? Are you able to speak? Lady President, I hear you loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear.
Just have him concentrate on business.
All right, so, all right, so,
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to disrupt anything, but I'm definitely I'm with it as far as I can. Ouch, realistically address. You know what I'm saying?
so that's, Lady President, that's kind of what you were referring to, and I do understand, and I don't disagree. So, any questions, comments? First, second, third vice president, assistant treasurer, membership coordinator.
Yes, I think we should get word from our first VP. I know you've been calling him.
Yes,
If he's rerunning for his office.
yes, yeah, yeah, yes. I understand. It's interesting, but I'll I'll take that responsibility of making sure that's communicated.
Yeah, I'm about to reach out to him now.
Okay. Any other questions? Confirmation with Brother Macias. All right. We will proceed. Is Sister Diane here tonight? No, she is not here. I think Sister Diane has been doing a great job, First Lady Vice President. I do recommend her to continue.
I recommend Sister Cecily for First Lady Vice President.
Sister Cecily, you there?
Yes,
Did you
I'm
jump
here.
on? Okay.
Hey,
Are you willing to accept that nomination?
certainly.
All right.
Thank you.
Is there a second business thing for the other side too? Like how there's president, lady president, VP, first LVP? Is there one of those for that, or does it all fall under one thing
You talking about for what?
for business?
Business is all.
There's only one across, right?
Yeah, it's only one business.
Okay.
However, yeah, there's one overall business. Brother Malik is looking at labor and industries, which um, will also be
That would that fall under first, or is that just open to whoever? Because I know I
We'll
got
have
that under second.
we may have to shuffle the bylaws around a little bit. Right now, business is under first vice president. Race first, Brother Macias. First,
There he is.
greeting. Brother Macias. Brother Macias. Looks like we lost him. No, he's still there. Brother
You hear me?
Yes, we hear you now.
Can't hear anything.
Um, um, so your office is up for contention as first vice president. Um, so basically want to know your thoughts on continuing as first vice president or stepping down to third vice president. And I don't like saying it like that, stepping down.
It's just a restructure since I'm local and you aren't.
That's a great way of saying it. Brother Macy's, you there? Oh, you down? Like reconnecting. You got no audio. Brother Macias.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, I had to call in. I couldn't hear anything on my end at all. Hello, okay. I can hear you now, brother.
Your thoughts on swapping from first vice president to third vice president?
Oh, wherever they need me. You know, I'm out of town, so we definitely the people are in Atlanta who can step up. You know, it's definitely a thought. I know we have had conversation about building the division in Jacksonville anyway, and I know we'll probably be revisiting that by the end of this year. So we're definitely looking for people who can step up to fulfill the positions that are directly in Atlanta. I'm always here to assist, but we do want to start developing here eventually. But I'm third until then. We want people to step up to be able to fulfill these roles that we need.
Thank you, Brother Macias. Any questions?
Okay. Well, not for Macy's, because I see Eric's talking about trading second and third for extra training. That was at 542.
No, I was saying for like go to. He said never mind. So never mind on all of it.
Yeah, Brother Eric is just
Stay out the chat, man.
I was trying to keep it even.
Stay out the chat. Y'all,
you good, Brother Eric. You good.
yeah, put your thumbs away, man.
Okay, all right. So again, quick recap for our president. We have myself running for president. We have our lady president, Sister Ra Ebony. We'll be running for lady president. Ross Marvin will be running for treasurer. Brother Eric will be running for assistant treasurer. He will be in training. First vice president will be Brother Malik on the ballot. Second vice president will be Brother Eric on the ballot. Third vice president will be Brother Macias on the ballot. First lady vice president, we've got Sister Cecily on the ballot for first lady vice president, and Sister Diane currently would be on the ballot for second lady vice president. Lady President, you and I need to get confirmation from Sister Diane and make sure she's aware and she's in alignment, or if she wants to challenge that first lady vice president position.
Okay, no problem. I'd like to put Dr. Puda as my third lady vice. I know she already said that she didn't really want no really titles or anything like that because of the work, and she's in Staten Island. But as far as the support that she gives, I would like for her to champion that position because she's a beautiful person, and her energy and her vibe is just always needed. Even when we go to HEC and stuff like that, everything was just so awesome about her. So I'd like to nominate Dr. Kuda for my third lady vice.
Understand.
And I want to, get in touch with her to see how she feels about that. But race first.
Race first. Lady President, can I nominate you as General Secretary?
Race first, yes, yeah.
I would like to nominate Sister Ifaniyi for third vice president.
Good one, President Ross. Sister Ifaniyi, you there?
Race first. I don't really have the time to be committed. I'll help anybody on anything they need, but I don't have the time right now. But thank you so much.
I respect the honesty.
Dr. Puda don't say the same thing. I mean, and no offense to you, my beautiful sister Ifanini. I was just going off the energy of HEC and how the support that Dr. Kuda gives, but she's gonna say the same thing. So I mean, I have race first, y'all.
All right.
How
right.
about like consigliere, or instead of actual position, get them like a title, not a secretary, but support team for the lady president side. Those two, where they won't have to be knee deep in the day to day, but just as needed.
That's on Lady President. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm gonna let her manage. She, you know, she is the leader of our sisters, officially.
Thank you, Brother Malik. As long as you know my sisters keep coming to the Black Cross nursing meetings, that's ideal for me. So
Sister Diane is joining.
thank y'all.
All right.
Sister Diane is joining now. Ooh. You know, it's gonna be some text messages going on later. Sister Diane, you there? Greetings. Well, she's just joined. I'm gonna give her a second to get settled. Let's go through the remaining offices. I added labor and industry, and I know we have business. What's our thoughts with our business department? My original thought, Brother Macy's continue as business coordinator, and Malik be our labor and industry coordinator.
No.
Business and labor and industry. What offices? What are our thoughts? Brother Macy's, Brother Malik, y'all are the primaries.
Yeah, well, we just leave him as is, because hell, I assist him, and so yeah, he can still be the business coordinator, and I assist him, and I keep labor and industry.
Questions, comments? Anyone else wish to step up for these roles? No. Okay. Sister Diane, you there?
I am.
Greetings. Will you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I'm driving back from Atlanta. I think I may have missed the question.
Well, we're trying to lay out the upcoming executive body for next meeting's election.
Okay.
Well, first things first, what are your thoughts on serving as second lady vice president?
You mean what I'm doing already?
As far as responsibilities, yes, it is.
Oh, I
exactly
got
what you're
you.
doing.
It's a position shift.
It's all right. It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm doing it, and it's all right. Yeah, lady vice president, first lady vice president. You mean if I had someone in mind for it, or what?
Well, Lady President, you want to do this, or you want me to do it?
Oh, it was a switching you from first to second lady vice president, since
Yes.
someone else is actually local and you aren't.
You mean local, like in Atlanta?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, do we need to be local?
No, we do not need to be local. That's not a requirement.
I'll speak for yourself, President. As lady president, I need a lady vice president local because of the programs that are initiating in the fall. Like I said, we have the motor corps training, and we also have the Black Cross nurse certified health professional training. So yes, I personally need somebody local because in these training sessions, we will have clinicals and we have trial runs where I will need that support. So in the office of the lady president, I will need that as much as possible. So race first.
So be it.
Thanks, first.
So be it.
If I may add, President John?
Yes,
Alrighty.
President Ross.
Yeah. Yes, I understand that you need somebody local, lady president, but you have 3 lady vice presidents and to assist you in the work. What we're forgetting, what we're leaving out is seniority. Seniority plays a very important role. Brother Macis has been with the division for a long time, and his seniority have weight where he should be running for our first VP. Sister Diane, her seniority has weight, meaning that Sister Diane showed us that even though she's making about 100 miles south to Atlanta, that didn't prevent her from coming to Atlanta. As she just said, she heading back from Atlanta. So Sister Diane demonstrated that she don't have no problem reaching to Atlanta. And Sister Diane have the seniority. So we can't leave out seniority. So
I think we got a real election coming up.
yeah. So Sister Diane, I want you to know that you're so much appreciated, especially what you're doing with the Race First Study Group and Dr. Tony Martin and all the other things our division has called on Sister Diane. She made herself present. So let's respect seniority. Those who's been holding the office or members of the division for a longer term, we got to give respect to that. Race First.
Race First, thank you, President Ross. With that,
Race first. Hold on, wait a minute, President. Let me address that lady president right here. Race first, President Ross, and I respect your sentiments and I respect everything you said. However, seniority has nothing to do when it comes to the works. You may have hold of the as we all know, it is UNIA-ACL, and it's government of the UNIA-ACL. There's been a lot of times of people just holding seniority, and there has not been any priorities made, committed, or executed. So, not saying that. And now, Sister Diane, this is no in regards to you. I appreciate everything
I'm
you
just
have
trying
done.
to see what works was needed that I wasn't there to participate.
Hold on one second. I got you. Now, like I was saying, Sister Diane, this is no disrespect and no disregards to you. But like I said, as far as the works go and as far as the office of the lady president goes, what all is entail of what is to go on in 2024, 2025. I'm not knocking nobody in the works and that they done and the dedication that they done. But as far as what the Sister Diane is champions, yes, she supports, but what she champions is doing the education portion of it. Where I need somebody here physically, like last season, I was at the Amanala Grill every Tuesday alone. Every Tuesday, I was at the Amanala Grill all day alone until 8 o'clock until President John came there with the study group that chose to support the study group. But as far as the events goes, the Liberty Hall went, all that stuff that I had to champion, I was there alone. I had to wait on y'all to get off work or y'all to come from wherever y'all came from. More so, it's more detrimental than seniority, because even though it is seniority, I don't have the direct help that I need. So I appreciate everybody that has championed their positions, that have done the excellent work of keeping those titles and keeping those of those work functions. But moving forward, we are about the works. We are about execution. We are about seeing the works benefiting the people. That is what I'm about. That is what I work for. That is why I take this office. We don't get paid for this. So therefore, if the people are not benefiting from the works, then why are we even doing it? So as lady president, I would like to stand on my decision. I would like to nominate Cecily as my first lady vice president. I would like to have Sister Diane as my second lady vice president. I feel that stands because of the living situation and because of the seats that my lady presidents hold. Yes, President Treasurer Ross, I do have 3 lady vice president positions, but as you can see, I don't have them filled. I'm stressing to fill them as we speak. So to make it more suitable, so make things more easier for the office of the lady president.
What
That's why
have you
I
ever
stand
called
on
me?
what.
Have you ever reached out and
Thank you
called me
so much.
anytime since
Vice
you've been
President.
late? Have you ever called me anytime since you've been in your role and I'm not there? You've never called me for anything. So I don't understand. You're like moving forward. We need people to show up. I show up. I'm not, I mean, I don't care what role I serve, to be honest with you. I really don't. I'm not hung up on roles, to be honest with you. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna say stuff, have your stuff to back it up. And I'm agree. I think it just wasn't necessary for me to drive 3 hours for a meeting when it's cold as hell. I mean, I'm being honest. That's
So
all.
why would,
Okay,
so my
okay,
point
okay,
is, why would
okay.
you, why
I
would I
was on the
consider
meeting
that?
though. I was
Lady
on the
Why
President,
would
meeting in
I
Macon.
consider that as, I've always told you, first of all, I told you to Zion, I don't want you driving 3 hours for a 30-minute meeting that I don't want that. Why would I need you as my second lady vice president because
All
of
right,
your,
all right.
I
I
asked that.
don't care. Y'all
So
do
it
it.
doesn't,
Whatever makes
I'm
sense, do
backing
it.
up
I don't
everything
care.
I'm saying because of what I'm saying. I
Lady
said what I
President, Lady
said.
President, Lady President, Lady President, may I say something?
First.
I think we are getting caught up in the numbers, and that's why I tried to preface this discussion with the titles should not affect the work that's being done. Lady
In
President,
the bylaws that it states what each president, vice president, second vice president, third vice president, those positions, those title holds. And as important as those titles are held, that is why I nominated what I nominated. So I'm standing on what I'm saying. Race first.
I understand,
Okay.
and so Diane, hold on. I understand, Lady President, and your position and recommendations are valid. The last thing, the way I will end it is, there are elected positions and there are appointed positions. I believe elected positions should be just that, elected by the body, by the membership. As I said, Lady President, your recommendation is heard, but I would feel better if we made it a fair election and have the body elect these officers. Per the Constitution, these are not appointed positions. These are elected positions. Okay. With that, as I said, we do have some contention for first, second, and third vice president. We will let the votes decide who will hold first, second, third male vice president, as well as first and second lady vice president. We will let the votes decide. Let the people speak for themselves. Brother Macias will be on the ballot for business coordinator. Brother Malik will be on the ballot for labor and industry. Sister Diane, education, I would like for you to, I do recommend for Sister Diane to continue as our education coordinator. Sister Diane, is that something that you agree with, or what are your thoughts? Sister Diane. Thank you, Attorney Motep, for that comment.
I'm sorry, I was muted. No, I said I'm not hung up on title. I just do what I need to do. I really don't. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. So I'm good with education coordinator. I'm good with whatever role you put me to do. I just do what I need to do. I ain't getting hung up on no title.
Thank you, Sister Diane. We will put you on the ballot as our education coordinator as well. All right, any questions before we proceed? Agriculture coordinator. Currently, that position was held by Brother Cornelius. Brother Cornelius here today. He is not. So, does anybody wish to volunteer to be agriculture coordinator for this year. So that would be responsible for
North.
agriculture. Farming, all that stuff. So no one right now. We'll leave it open. Oh, look at that, Brother Cornelius. He must have heard us. We'll come back to agriculture when Brother Cornelius gets settled. Black Cross nurses, per Constitution, the leader of Black Cross nurses is our lady president, unless she would like to appoint someone else to that responsibility. Lady President, are you holding that office currently? Lady President, you there? You on mute? Okay. All right. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Corresponding secretary. Is anyone that wishes to serve as our corresponding secretary? Do we have anybody in this office? No. I don't like correspondence.
You said correspondence secretary. What you talking about? Somebody got to write down notes.
It may take some note taking, but most of the note taking should be handled by the recording secretary. Corresponding secretary basically just sends out that communication to the membership.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I can send out information all over Facebook, everywhere, and emails.
Yeah, I got you in here as a Quet, but your name, you have another name. You're in DC area, right?
No, not right now. I live in San Francisco now.
You were in the DC
I guess
area, right?
my job transferred, so I'm in San Francisco. But yeah, I was living in DC. Desiree Pearson, Bay. I'm also I'm the all. That's what I am.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So UNIA chapter assigned in there. I haven't been able to get back in touch with the sister over there, but I've been to one meeting. I think we have another meeting on, well, actually we do on the 30th. So yeah. So
okay.
It is what it is. You know how it is.
I understand. I remember your voice, just trying to confirm the name.
Sounds good.
Thank you. As far as our division chaplain, this is another office that I've held. The responsibilities, I haven't fully held those responsibilities or carried them out. In times of bereavement for our, families that have lost loved ones, our chaplain provides comfort to families in those times, prayers. As you've seen with our mass meetings, the chaplain is responsible for our rituals as well. But those are the two main. So it's the mass meeting rituals is an everyday thing, and then in times of need, we may need funerals, things like that. We'll need chaplain present. Anyone wish to volunteer to serve as our chaplain? Religious, spiritual guide for the division. Okay. All right, I will hold that.
That is very beautiful how, you need a chaplain. I wouldn't even call it that. What about African spirituality? Can that be considered with that as well? Because chaplain sounds like dealing with the Vatican and them Roman motherfuckers. So, I don't know. Can we utilize, go back into our culture as far as, priest, priestess,
It's a great point. President Ross, what are your thoughts on the history of this role and its origin and name?
I think it's Kasisi in Swahili, something like that.
Swahili.
I'm just trying to
Chaplain
figure out
in
what.
Swahili?
President John,
Yes,
my opinion is that the chaplain comes from the Constitution, and the Constitution is our main guide.
got you. Okay, okay. That's what I didn't know if this was something that we decided locally to call it that. But if it comes from the Constitution, that's where we kind of get, we do have some autonomy, but we sometimes we try to stick to the foundation. So per our Constitution, that position is considered a chaplain.
Hmm. Well, if we're gonna utilize stuff from the oppressor, I guess so. With even with their constitution, but I'm probably more than sure that our ancestors did not call themselves chaplains. I would like to see that in some type of paperwork.
I would agree with you. There's a lot of titles that we use: president, secretary. Um,
Well, we're talking about transition, and that's something that's very imperative that when it comes to our culture, because you have to understand that when someone transitions, they're not really, they may not be here in physical form, but they're here in spiritual form. So that respect is actually the union. Again, you got to light candles. You got to make sure that transition is going through smoothly. So when it comes to a transition, that was something that our ancestors took very sacred and understand. Just like when you go back to Memorial Day, it wouldn't be a Memorial Day if it wasn't for our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? When it came to the soldiers that were black, melanated, you know what I'm saying? We took it upon ourselves to do what was necessary. So I'm just saying, when you're talking about transition, right, that is something totally different. And when you're talking about presidency or whatever, you're talking about our ancestors leaving this plane and going somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Thank you, Sister Desiree. We almost finished with the officers. We talked about agriculture. Brother Cornelius, are you there? Saw him come in.
President John and brothers and sisters, I'm here.
We're preparing for election in 2 weeks. We want to know if you will be on the ballot for our agriculture coordinator. You went out, Brother Cornelius. Can you say that again?
I said if there's no, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was saying if there's nobody else interested in serving, I'll continue in the position.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. That's the information that I needed. Thank you. We've got Brother Cornelius, and as most, same sentiment that most officers are saying. We're willing, if nobody else is willing to do it, we are willing to do it. And yeah, it may not seem enthusiastic, but at the end of the day, we're prepared. And that's what I think part of what Mr. Garvey was trying to communicate is we as a people, as a race, should be prepared to accept the responsibilities of leadership. And that's what everyone that whose names we've called thus far is displaying. So thank you to those that have stepped up. Continuing legal defense. In the past, we've had our legal defense committee coordinator, Attorney Imhotep. Attorney Imhotep, are you there? Will you be continuing on the ballot for legal defense committee coordinator?
Yes, President John.
All right. And I've been doing a great job, by the way. Not an individual that I like to call all the time, but every time I do call, and it's for the reason because why I'm having to call him. I don't like to have to make those calls, but he's extremely helpful in those times of need. So definitely appreciate you, Attorney Motep. Okay. Next would be African Legion. So this is the head of our defense, so to speak. Is there anyone that is willing to serve in the role of African Legion or be trained in the role of head of?
I don't mean to interrupt you, but can you guys actually spell my name right? If you're gonna use my government name, Desiree, my name is Dessiree. It actually has a hyphen over there, and then up in here, it's spelled all incorrectly, all up in there. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever, I still came out of my mother's womb. She decided to name me Desiree, so my name is spiritual as well as my Kemetic name, and it's spelled Dessiree.
My apologies, sister. We do apologize.
No, well, I'm just letting you know. I wouldn't call you out of your name or not spell your name improper because all this is spiritual. Do you not see how all of this is evident and all of this is spiritual? Everything that we do. See, that's the thing right there. Anyway, that's my supervisor call. Give me a second.
Can't make this stuff up.
Period.
Okay. African Legion. Anyone wish to serve in the role of head of African Legion?
What's the role of the African Legion?
Yeah, what's the training involved?
That's a good question. It's more so it would be in line with what our fourth assistant president general is developing for our local legion. So the training, you're already, I mean, you kind of qualify, Brother Malik, being around. It's just one of those things that it's not something that we want somebody to walk off the street, just join here the head of our legion. That's what I meant by training. So you would qualify, but others would have to.
Actually, I've aged out. That would be Eric is actually in that age group. I aged out.
I got you. I'll take it.
But put a star by my name for that.
I was actually going to nominate Brother Malik for.
Yeah, just put a star by my name. I guess I'll be
African Legion. Because whoever's over the African Legion, I'm gonna have to work closely with in the motor court. So I was actually going to nominate Brother Malik for this. Race first. Thank you, Brother Malik.
Race first. Thank you, Brother Malik.
No problem.
All right. So we're getting a pretty good election ballot filled up. Next would be our elders coordinator. Elders coordinator has been held by two individuals on the behalf of our sisters. It has been Mama Amina. Mama Amina, you there? Mama Amina? You're on mute, Mama Amina.
I'm here.
Okay. Greetings. Will you be supporting us for our Office of Elders this year?
Certainly.
All right. And thank you for all of the guidance, advice that you've given us thus far, even the suggestions and questions. Very helpful. Your insight, your experience, these are things that money can't buy. So thank you, Mama Mina, for continuing to assist us in the role of elder coordinator.
Well, thank you, my brother.
Big office, promotions coordinator. We talk a lot about being visible, being out there, making sure people are seeing what we're doing. That primarily is handled under the Office of Promotions. Previously, Brother James Wilson has held this office, our local author. He has done a great job. He's not here. I don't see him here. So if there is anyone that would like to either run for the office or assist that office, that would be much appreciated. Office of Promotions. Anybody interested in learning more about our Office of Promotions? Everybody nervous and quiet. I understand that. It's intimidating
Who
to.
isn't doing anything?
What do you mean? Who not doing anything?
Yeah, like who's not? Oh, because I'm seeing the same names in this list up here.
You mean as far as the officers?
Yeah.
That was that's you ain't used to that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Somebody need to get something to do.
That's right. Get him, brother Malik. Yeah. Somebody, look, you got all them names, all them people, or whatever. You know what? Instead of you even asking, how about you just turn around and assign?
Nominate. Yeah.
No, Sister Desiree, thank you for the suggestion.
Period.
Thank you. Leadership. I mean, I guess you can, force coerce it, but I've always understood leadership has to be voluntary. The positions are there, the opportunities are there, the assistance, the support is there. But if individuals, don't have it
You didn't
within
know they
themselves.
supposed to be leaders, like for all of us. We are supposed to be leaders in our own right. I think that you should turn around, especially people that are paying their dues or whatever, and turn around and assign them. And maybe they don't realize they are a leader. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the mental thing going on.
That's true, Sister Desiree. Thank you for that suggestion. Thank you.
President John?
Yes, who is that?
This is Najee.
Go ahead, Brother Najee. Thank you.
Yeah, I know I'm new, but is there a certain time period to where I can be interested in office, or do I have to wait? Because I know I just came on. So.
Great question.
Your dues paid up?
Yes, they are.
Okay, well, find something to do.
Brother Najee, yes, as soon as you become an active member, and that's I'm trying to say this the right way. You don't have to be proficient in the office, but if you have an interest, if you see a need for the division in any of these offices or anything that's not listed, that's what tonight and 2 weeks is going to be about. Is answering those questions and putting bodies in those offices.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering because I am interested. I just didn't know if there was a time period since I'm new. So
as soon as you signed up, that's the time period.
Okay.
So yeah, just reach out to me. Same thing that I've said to others. If you see anything that can be improved upon, any questions you may have, feel free to reach out to us. Let us know.
What piqued your curiosity?
Let me see. I know I see youth brother. I don't know what that entails. I know.
Ooh, that's Brother James, isn't it?
Yeah, the brother got stuck. It's youth coordinator and is youth coordinator, but the head of a youth. That's another. I probably didn't mention it. In addition to membership, finances, the other two offices that we have to be very careful of is youth and African Legion. But youth, obviously we don't want to, have somebody walk off the street and have access to our youth, basically. So
okay.
But
I really just don't like, if I may, excuse me, President, I really don't like the term y'all keep using, off the street. I remember when President Ross elected me to be Lady President, and we had a sister that didn't agree, and she was like, we just can't have nobody off the street. And I had indeed been here like a year or some change. But let's just say not as trained person or something. Let's just find another term for that. The street
just a new member.
So tacky.
That's right, sister. And we need to stop putting negativity on there. See, when you turn around and you tell a brother or sister, oh, you don't have to have this and that. No, you uplift them. We have to learn how to speak life into our brothers and sisters at all times. You don't tell a brother and sister that they're not equipped to do the job. You already know with that melanin that you have on your skin that you are equipped to do any job. It comes from our ancestors. We built this damn country. Do not ever tell a brother or sister that they cannot do it. They can do it. You allow them to utilize their mind in order to get it right. And I'm giving Shout out to my brothers and sisters constantly, especially that brother that is new in the organization, that is willing to step up. The thing is, we do not feed ourselves negativity. We feed ourselves positivity, and we feed ourselves life. Always. You know what I'm saying? We are living organisms. We are living just like that tree outside.
Period. Race first. Thank you, sister. Thank you.
Thank you. If I was misunderstood, there are offices that a new member can indulge in: community outreach, promotions, recording secretary, arts and culture, even constitution, agriculture. However, when it comes to
community and constitution.
when it comes to our financial database, when it comes to our membership database, when it comes to our youth, when it comes to our African Legion, those individuals will have to show some level of proficiency prior to serving in those offices.
How about the constitution and community outreach for Najee?
Well, see, I don't live in Atlanta, but you know what? Maybe after I leave San Francisco, I can get down there with y'all, because you're doing a damn thing. At DC ain't doing nothing. But the thing is, everybody should be on that community outreach, because every day when you are walking outside, every day you were in that community, every day is community something. So
Yes,
everybody in the whole organization should be on the community thing.
Understand.
This is Langston again, and I know I need to follow up with you.
Yes.
To hurry up and do the application and pay. I'm also interested in a position, and I was unclear of, speaking up about my interest, but I'm also interested in community outreach, and constitution. I didn't know if youth meant young people or like young adults. So, but I see that means like younger, like children. But yeah, I'm interested in a role, but I just didn't know, as someone who's still trying to learn what the organization is actually doing in the community, how to proceed. And I know I'm not a member yet. I have to do the application and stuff. I'm ready to do that ASAP, but yes, I'm also
Well, yeah, you might have to do an application, but you a member. Are you black?
I am.
Yes.
All right. Do you know what the red, black, and green flag stands for?
I do.
All right, then. You are a member. Go ahead, fill the paperwork, and put your name down there for community outreach or whatever. Because this is a unified situation. It's not even about application. We ain't no white supremacists. We are not the oppressor. We are brothers and sisters out here trying to get our families together, trying to get our communities together. You know what I'm saying? This is not no damn apartment that you go fill out and see if your credit score right. The last time I checked, you looking at the mirror, are you melanated just like me?
Desiree?
Great. I like the nomination of Desiree as my third lady vice.
Y'all be going. All right, let me get through these last few, and we can open it up for membership. Community outreach was previously held by Brother Kenwardo. For the coordinator, I would recommend Brother Malik as the community outreach lead. I can support, and if anyone else on the call wishes to support, we can definitely make that happen. But as far as the lead, I would want Brother Malik. I would recommend Brother Malik.
I can be here for the support as well.
Is Najee?
Yes, this is Najee, yes.
Same here when the time is right for me, of course. Yeah.
Appreciate that. And Ken Wardo, that was the brother across from us at Malcolm X Day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to nominate Sister Desiree as president, lady president.
Thank you,
Come on. I have a lot of things to do. Roz is doing very well. I tell you what, y'all can help me. You know what? Roz been trying to get me to come to Atlanta for a minute. I think, you know what? After I'm finishing with my year term in the Postal Service here, I think I'm going to come down to Atlanta. You guys are actually doing. I love how you're changing the dynamic. I like how you guys in the community, You know what I'm saying? Because they bullshitting around here. They bullshitting goddamn DC.
All right, Sister Desiree, I gotta mute you.
Oh,
for a
that's
minute.
right.
Oh my goodness.
Correction. I have not been trying to get Sister Desiree to Atlanta. She knows that we're in Atlanta. She's one of the longtime CVPM member, but I never said, Desiree, you got to come to Atlanta.
No, you didn't say I had to come, but you suggested it.
No, I did not suggest it. You suggested, and I said, we're here. Okay, so I have not been trying to get Sister Desiree.
Oh, whatever. You told me about Marcus. I told you I was going to New York. You said Atlanta does it better.
Sister Desiree, I'm gonna need you to keep your line muted until we get to member share, please. Community outreach, I've got Brother Malik, Brother Langston, Brother Najee currently. And Brother Malik, Brother Langston, Brother Najee, community outreach begins. We got an event, what, the 15th?
Yeah, the 15th. We need to get that stuff in because we got to meet down there, what, Friday?
Yeah, we're gonna get the stuff. Don't worry. We always get the stuff. We always get it last minute, but we get it. So the 15th, this coming Saturday, Brother Najee, Brother Langston, I'll send y'all some information. We'll get a group text going. Najee, Malik, Langston, and myself to keep them engaged as to what's going on the 15th. Gotta step away. Okay, Brother Cornelius. All right.
Yeah, and I got the 50 flyers printed out, so that's ready to go.
Beautiful.
To put in the bags.
Okay, beautiful. Let me try to wrap this up. Recording secretary, Brother Art, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You holding us down there, recording secretary?
Yeah, I'll re-up if nobody else wants.
Yeah, I'm sure you know, that's one of them jobs. You don't mind somebody taking, you want to take notes of everything, go for it. Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Thank you, Brother Art. Very helpful. And I hope other officers are, getting the meeting minutes that Brother Art is putting together and using them so that we can have a continuity of our discussions throughout the year. Thank you, Brother Art.
All right.
In regards to promotions and youth, I'm going to make a quick recommendation that Brother James continues in these two offices, even though he is absent today to speak.
I second that.
Okay. All right. And that just leaves.
I do not second that because when was the last mass meeting Brother James has been at?
Okay.
He came to our last mass meeting, and he comes to the events as well. So
I asked you, when was the last mass meeting that he was at?
Brother James has been absent for our meetings. I do agree.
Hold on. We're talking about two different James. Are you talking about James Dreadlocks or James
Wilson?
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about James Dreadlocks.
Let's put the W. Okay, yeah, Dreadlocks. Dreadlocks. Yeah,
okay,
Dreadlocks.
I thought you was talking
down.
about James Dreadlocks. Okay,
Nah.
correct. My talk is held back.
Okay, thank you. Whew, I'm about to defend Brother James. Yeah, Brother Dreadlocks.
That Brother James is good, but I thought you was talking about Brother Dreadlocks.
No,
okay.
Brother James Wilson. Okay.
Okay, good.
So he will continue. We'll speak with him and hopefully he can continue for youth and promotions. That only leaves, we'll go to arts and culture and then we'll come to financial. Arts and culture. Is anyone interested in serving in our Office of Arts and Culture? Sister Cecily, we had talked about this. You pretty much have seniority. We've had the most discussions as to what we would like to do, although we haven't had an opportunity to execute any discussions. But what are your thoughts on continuing in arts and culture? And is there anyone else? Well, first of all, Sister Cecily, you have that priority to continue, or if you would like to decline.
So I work with, I'm sorry.
Sister Cecily first.
I'm happy to continue, and
also respectful if anybody wants to step up and do better.
No, I'll work with you. This is Mama Mina.
Oh, hey.
All right. Well,
Is that all right? Is that all right, John?
yes, it is. Yes, it
I
is.
second that too, as well. That's first.
So, Mama Mina, the only thing that we've talked about trying to get some flags made. There are some, I mean, arts and cultures, kind of arts and crafts, but putting things together, creating things that either can be used for our cultural pride or we can sell them for financial benefit. But
Okay.
that's my vision in regards to arts and culture. All right, financial secretary, we do need a financial secretary in training. We do need someone. Dr. Kuda mentioned it, but again, availability hasn't been, the best. So I've been kind of handling that, but I would like for someone to step up to begin the training process for financial secretary.
I can do it if that's available for me.
Brother Najee. All right, man. He remind me of a younger version of myself. All right. Beautiful. Yeah, I'll work with you. And we will begin that process.
It sounds good.
Any questions, comments, concerns? I think all offices have at least one candidate. Does anyone, feel that their name should be somewhere where it's not listed? Say, oh, Constitution. Who do we have for Constitution? Nobody. Brother Najee.
Please let it be me. Let Office of the Lady President.
What's that?
What as far as the Constitution, like Constitution Treasurer, Constitution Committee?
Really, it's more so having constitutions and making sure our members have their constitution. So just making sure everybody has a constitution. President Ross, am I wrong on that? I know that's the primary. It may be some interpretation as well. President Ross, you there? We can look at the bylaws if we need to. But to my knowledge, it's about primarily making sure everybody has a constitution. So Sister Cicely, all right. Sister Cicely said something. And obviously, if you are on that office, you should have a constitution and know your constitution. Be at least, knowledgeable of it. You don't have to be an expert of it, but if somebody's got questions about constitution, you should be able to answer them. Any questions on our upcoming election ballot for next meeting? If there aren't, I don't think we
Race first,
race
race
first?
first family.
Yes.
I actually wanted to the arts and culture. I can't make flags. I can try. But I think I might have some ideas for things that might create some revenue as well. So I would like to add myself to that.
And you spell Brittany?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And Brittany, you and I know you and Najee are partners, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to, for our offices, I just want them to know y'all came in at the same time. So the training should, well, not should be similar, but the expectations should be similar. So thank you, Sister Brittany. We got a good arts and culture group. Very strong group. Got a financial secretary in training, strong community outreach group. Got some contention for our vice presidents, but I do have faith in our officers and our members that we will elect the best candidates for the office. So.
And new members need to get their bylaws written as well.
Correct. And current officers need to complete their bylaws. So thank you for that, Brother Malik. This is, I mean, obviously this is just the ballot. Once it
Correction,
becomes,
President John, correction.
yes.
Non-officers are not required to write the bylaws. Only officers are.
Well, Brother Malik, were you talking about new members that were officers or just new members in general?
Yeah, the people that, well, I guess the Constitution and it was something else.
Financial, Brother
Yeah, financial.
Culture, community outreach, we got new people.
Those are officers. So you talk about officers, Malik, not members.
Yeah, officers, yes.
Yeah, but I guess he's saying that the new officers that are up for election, as well as officers that may have acquired a new office. So like Sister Cicely in Constitution, she didn't have that office previously, and I spelled her name terribly.
But it's a very important point you mentioned, Brother Malik, because a lot of officers have not written out their office responsibilities, which is very vital, because you're not going to know it if you don't write it and go down into it deep.
Thank you for that, President Ross. For officers, current officers that are planning to be reelected, we need, yeah, if bylaws are not completed for July executive meeting, there will be some repercussions. I'll just put it that way. This will be 6 full months for us to write out 4 or 5 pages of information. And new officers, you know, we'll talk about that requirement after the election.
Okay.
Any questions, comments as we close out our topic for this evening and move into member share?
Yes, President John.
Yes, President Ross.
My comment is that I've been here since Division 421 started, one of the founding 7 members, as member number 2. And that was in 2009. And now in 2024, I gotta say, President John, you're doing such an excellent job, because in all my presidency, we didn't have so much offices filled and so much different works going on in 421. But we definitely got to badge it up for our president, President John, y'all. Let's badge it up. Badge it up, President John. Excellent work, man.
Thank you for your work.
Big up, President John.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work, President John.
So that's my comment.
Thank you, President Ross. You always, you know, I'm gonna pass it right back to you. You know, as everyone should know, I'm just a student of Ross Marvin. And you know, when I first came in, speaking of, you know, people getting certain information right off the street, I'm an expert in that. When I came in, I was appointed straight off the street. I was appointed second vice president. However, there was still a process that I had to go under in order to really get access to membership information and financial information. So when I say some of these things, it's not out of complete ignorance, but it is out of experience. And one of the things that I remember most, but I never really understood, and it's some things you won't understand until you get into until you actually have to go through it. But President Ross used to always say, we have to focus on the executive body. As a new member, as a Garveyite, you know, when we hear about the greatness of Garvey and the millions of people that he was able to recruit, you know, as a new member, you want to do the same thing. It's like, man, where are our people? Where are the millions? We should be out here. We should be doing this. We should be doing that. We should be bringing people in. And that was my mentality. That was my thought process. But Ross really had to sit me down, and we had to ask the question, you know, as we bring people in, you know, what are we bringing them into? I know members have heard the word hollow, You know, are we a hollow organization? Are we just inviting people to come and do the work that we're not willing to do ourselves? So until we, you know, had a strong executive body, we were never able to function the way we wanted to or the way we talked about. So I don't think we're there yet. You know, we're still making progress, but it all starts right here with this page, with the executive body, with the individuals of the community that take the responsibility of leadership. So thank you, President Ross.
I just may add this last little point. President John, in his training when he first joined, as he told you, I had appointed him as second vice president. President John, in his training, came to the office over 100 times, 2-3 times a week. President John was here at the office getting instruction and guidance.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if we're not willing to, in our training, take it seriously, then we'll never be trained. Raise first.
Yes, sir. Yes, and that's the thing. We have a very strong body and very strong leadership, and a very strong group. But we do have to, you know, depend upon and rely upon and get aid from that leadership, from that experience, and that'll help us as we grow going forward. But based on my experience, there has to be a process of training. We've seen too many people, you know, come in, say they want to do something, sit around, you know, for 6 to 12 months just so they have the seniority. But then when they get access to the information, you don't see them anymore. So we have to continue to improve our process to make sure that when we do open certain doors or certain record books, that it's being open to the right people. All right, we'll move to member share officers. Based on, you know, we kind of did an officers report tonight already. If officers is anything that y'all would like to share, Lady President, I know you got something coming up tomorrow, and I probably need to share the flyer for that. Lady President, you there? Okay. Any other officers want to share anything before we go to member share? And I'm gonna I'll get Lady President's.
I'm here, President. I'm here. I was trying to get to my mute button. Let me go ahead and okay. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Your current Lady President, Sister Rye Ebony. Tomorrow we are the tribute to the Right Excellent Marcus Messiah Garvey from 6 to 7. We will have our potential First Lady, Vice President, Sister Cecily, leading us in libation. And we also have our brother Julian that will be giving us a musical selection tomorrow. So, and as well as words from Marcus Garvey in his time of leadership. So if you all can make it tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. To, you know, show your respects to our Right Excellent founder, Marcus Messiah Garvey, as we celebrate his day of transitioning to the ancestry realm, to the ethers. We send our love, we send our vibrations up, we send all of our good works and all of our, you know, all of our energy towards the UNIA-ACL to the ethers, and we ask the universe to bless us to continue in the good works that we continue for the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League here in Division 421 in Atlanta, Georgia. I look forward to that, and I know as well as the participants do as well. So we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. It will be via Zoom. I will send that out again, and we look forward to seeing you. Hope you can join us. Race first. Thank you.
Race first. Thank you, Lady President. Yes, very important for us to, you know, as Mr. Garvey said, we must canonize our own saints and you know, respect our own ancestors in a sense. This is a very poor paraphrase, but Mr. Garvey's transition day is tomorrow, June 10th. 1940 is originally when he transitioned. So our Lady President will, do the work of making sure we have a good commemoration of our spiritual leader, the Right Excellent Marcus Messiah Garvey. Any questions on?
This is on Zoom? This is on Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I'll send this out to the membership maybe before we even close out the meeting. So thank you, Lady President. Excellent job. And again, all officers, and Ross Marvin, please forgive me for overlooking and not mentioning the work that's being done by our Whirlwind newsletter staff. Tireless year in, year out work that our Whirlwind staff is doing. Lady President with the Black Cross Nurses, Sister Diana, Education Coordinator with Race First Study Group. Sister Cecily has been pushing me behind the scenes to make sure we continue our Monday Bible study. Brother Omasius pushing with our business meetings and making sure we have a mindset of real estate and actually owning something. So that's just internal. Then we have, the orientation on Saturday. So it's a lot going on. Officers are working tirelessly, and I'm very proud of the work that we're doing here locally as Division 421. So thank you again, Lady President.
I say something?
Yes, President Ross.
Yes. I just wanted to ask, how many people got a text message for today's meeting? Just say aye if you received the message for today's meeting.
I think I did.
Aye.
I'm sure I did, yes.
Aye.
I got mine in text. I got mine in email. So I guess.
Okay. Okay. The reason why I asked that question, y'all, is because never before did 421 have so much different works going on in different offices. Okay. And those who stepped up to do the works in these different offices, whether if it's a spirituality on Monday night, the education group on Tuesday night, the business meeting on Thursday nights, the Black Cross nurses on Friday nights. I just wanted to let y'all know that y'all who's coordinating these meetings, you're not using the full potential of the division. And in two ways, you're not using the full potential of the division to get more brothers and sisters to attend these meetings. The first way is that we put out a Whirlwind newsletter every Sunday night. There shouldn't have been no reason why we didn't receive this flyer put in the Whirlwind newsletter. I mean,
I'm sorry, President. I'm sorry, President Ross. I don't mean to interrupt you, but if I could just speak up for that, I just sent this out right before the meeting. Like, I just sent it out, so I apologize for that. That's on my mistake. I'll take up for that. But I just sent this to President John maybe 30 minutes before this mass meeting, so I apologize for that. Race first.
Okay, you don't have to apologize. I'm just trying to tell you, you got resources that is in your pocket that you should be taking advantage of so that we can have more people at these different gatherings. So the one resource that we have as a division is we put out the Whirlwind newsletter. So anytime there's a flyer made, please make sure I get it so I can put it into the newsletter. That's number one resource that we're not using, getting out information through our newsletter. The second resource that we're not using is the question that I asked when I first started speaking, saying how many people got a text. So if there's a Monday night spirituality meeting or the Tuesday night education meeting or the Thursday night business or Friday night Black Cross meeting, y'all should have sent me a text with 160 characters maximum so I can send that out to all the members to let them know that the Black Cross nurse meeting is going on, to let them know the business meeting going on, to let them know whatever gathering or function we're having for 421, get text message right to the members' phones. This is a very important resource that we have, but I'm seeing that it's not being used. So I just want to remind y'all have this in the your back pockets as leaders in 421, but you have to communicate with me so I can send out a text blast to the membership or for whatever we're doing. Race first.
Race first, President Ross. If I may tap in on that, okay? Because as you know, most of y'all know, I felt some type of way about our last season. I ain't gonna go there, but last season, you know, it was a learning step in school. But when I asked that question, I asked that exact same question about it. I was told that we couldn't cross the CBPM with the UNIA. It was like two different places, and we couldn't, like the UNIA is the UNIA and the CBPM and the CBPM, and we couldn't cross the two. So I took it as the reason that I didn't have any nobody showed up at the Liberty Halls, and you know, nobody showed up, you know, and any of those effects, because the UNIA branch of the UNIA CBPM wasn't as full as the CBPM. So I thank you for that clarification. Now that I know that now, but beforehand, I did not know that the CBPM could be involved in the UNIA matters. But thank you so much, President Treasurer Ross, for clearing that up.
What it is, you're welcome, Lady President. What it is that what we don't understand, when I say we, I'm saying maybe 90% or more of the people on the call. The number one thing that we don't understand is UNIA Division 421 was started by 7 CBPM members. That's what we don't know. It's the CBPM that started our division. And the CBPM, those who might not know what the CBPM is the Collective Black People Movement. 421 is a baby that was born out of the CBPM. And therefore, the CBPM and UNIA use the same links, or we have the same newsletter. It just depends on whether if it's the first and third Sunday, then it's the CBPM meeting, but the Zoom is the same. If it's the second and the fourth Sunday, it's a UNIA meeting, but the Zoom is the same. If it's whatever 4 Sundays of the month, the Whirlwind newsletter come out, it's both CBPM and UNIA. Most of the members in 421, or maybe half, are CBPM members. So we got to understand our origin and why CBPM and UNIA uses things together, and why certain things have to be separate. So we might have to have a history of our division lesson, President John.
Yeah. I was thinking of that. We haven't had a in-person orientation in a few years, to my knowledge, and I think that's kind of where we talked about that history and that connection. But we do have to maintain that knowledge.
The bottom line is that the resources that the CBPM have is the same resources 421 have. It belongs to both organizations. So we can use it. We can benefit from the works that we've been doing for decades.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that today out loud. Race first. Thank you so much, President Treasurer Ross.
You're welcome.
And I will take some responsibility in our full promotion. You know, as I said, you know, the term hollow has been a reality. Lady President, you kind of mentioned it with our when we had the Liberty Halls. You know, we were doing everything to promote, trying to line up the programs on the back end, but when you know, the actual day of, we wouldn't have much to present. So I wanted to make sure, I had to take some time, President Ross, and I know you'll understand, to make sure the things that we are promoting are stable. You know, our you know, study groups on Tuesday, stable. Even the Bible study on Monday, like that was something we did one time, but we didn't pick it up regularly until, you know, just recently. The business meeting, you know, was every other week. Now it's become more regular weekly. Lady President has a very good regularity with Black Cross nurses. So I do understand what you're saying, and I agree. But I will say that part of it has been my opinion as president saying that I don't know if we're ready to share and to bring people in to our programs.
I understand, President.
John, what time is the Bible study?
Mondays.
Oh no, that's the day, the time.
Oh, 8 p.m. Most of our programs, 8 p.m., around 8 to 10 p.m. every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, not every Friday, but those our programs are 8 to 10 p.m. That's one thing that's been we try to make consistent, is that time.
Okay.
Any other questions? It is 7 p.m. Our members have been very patient.
Oh, wait a minute. One question. Can you guys send me that flyer on the text message so I can share that flyer that you have on Marcus Garvey? Can I get that on my text message, Raj, so I can share it in all my groups and Facebook and everywhere else, and also with the Black Panther Party?
If we put the flyer in the chat, Sister Desiree, can you get it there and share it? If we can put the flyer in the chat, because I need the flyer myself too. Working on a whirlwind coming up tonight.
Later on, I get it in my email, but that picture that you guys put up there about what's going on in Atlanta as far as Marcus Garvey, can I get that so I can, distribute it out? Can I get a copy of that?
Thanks, Lady President. It's in the chat, Sister Desiree. You can just click the button and download it.
Okay,
great.
Yes, President.
Attorney Montep, go ahead.
I'm sorry, forgive me. Yes, briefly, I had something to share on the Garvey and Garveyism channel. It's on YouTube, basically, is a video entitled Marcus Garvey Was Not a Pan-African. And it's about 30 minutes long. It's excellent. And I would just encourage everyone to view. Thank you. Race first.
Race first. I'm going to try to pull that up so I can drop it in the chat for my family. Thank you, Attorney Motep. Anyone else have any officers have any comments before we go to membership?
I just wanted to say to thank everyone who's stepping up to serve our people, in different roles, and great meeting.
Thank you, Sister Diane, First Lady Vice President. Okay, I think we're going to roll into member share. Others, we should understand we have to be good listeners, be patient, and allow our sisters to speak first. With that, I want to bring in member 368 out of Marietta, Georgia, Sister Ifani.
Race first. I have nothing to report. Just enjoying the meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sister Ifani. Thank you for your long-time support. 1 second, we'll get to the next person. This is the Garvey, this is the video that Attorney Matep was talking about. And please make note of Lady President's promotions for Black Cross Nurse meetings on Friday, first and third Friday, and our tribute to the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey that will take place tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. You don't want to miss that.
I have a comment, President John.
Go ahead, President.
Lady President, with the meeting on Marcus Garvey for tomorrow, is there a code or a password, or do you just, when you click the link, the Zoom link, you go right in?
Yeah, I took that off. It won't be a code. Just click in, and the security feature I have is I'm just gonna add each person in. So no.
So therefore, if I send out the text message with the Zoom link that you have, without any code or anything, people who receive the text message, they'll be able to click on the link and come right in the meeting without going into the waiting room?
Yes, sir. Right first. They're gonna go into the
pass card code?
Yeah, they're gonna go into the lobby and I'm gonna add them in. That's the security feature. It won't be the code.
Okay, well, you'll have the waiting room established. But if you want, myself and President John from years ago was able to debug and break into Zoom. The President John laughing because you know what I'm talking about.
You make it sound bad.
It took us about a month or so, because what happened is that before COVID got into full swing, you used to just have to give out your Zoom link and somebody can join. But Zoom changed it up and they made it, you either have to have a password or you have to go into the waiting room. So that's what the code that we broke in Zoom, we figured it out of how to bypass both of those, the password and the waiting room. So, Lady President, I mention it because if you want me to show you how to do it, where there's no password and no waiting room, and if somebody click the link, whatever it's for the Black Cross Nurse meeting on the 1st and the 3rd, or any meeting that you have, I can show it to you so that way there won't be no password or waiting room. Somebody click the link and come in. It's important on my side too, because I sent out the text messages to the members for the different gatherings of 421. And in the text message, we're limited to 160 characters. So to put in all that stuff, the password and this and that and so on into the text message, it ain't gonna work. But if we can put in just the link by itself, then people who receive the text can click on the link and join the meeting without a waiting room or password. So if you want that, to know how to do it, you can check with me. If you want to do it for tomorrow's meeting, check with me before the meeting, either tonight or whenever you can. I have to be at work in the morning though.
Absolutely. Raise first. Thank you, President Treasurer Ross. I'll check with you after the meeting and check your availability.
Okay, and I'll tell you how to do it so you don't have no password or waiting room.
Okay. Raise first. Thank you.
You're welcome.
First.
Yeah, what? How much you want?
Okay. Got to hit that mute button by accident. Quick segue. For anyone that would like to pay their dues, make a contribution, now will be a good time. cbpm.org/421funds is the best method to do your automated payment. Lock that in. You don't have to worry about it in the future. If you like to make a small monthly payment or a contribution, Cashapp, PayPal would be great ways to do that as well. And also, if you'd like to make a contribution directly to our parent body, you can do that through Cashapp, $UNIA-ACL. All right, moving forward, continuing with our sisters. Next sister, we will bring on, got a lot of officers, that is good. Sister Brittany, how you doing here in Atlanta? Sister Brittany, you have anything you want to share?
I have nothing to share today. Just enjoying the meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for your support, and thank you for stepping up for roles of responsibility. Okay, so that's next sister, member number 480, Sister Alexandria in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Sister Alexandria, are you there? Sister Alexandria? Okay, we'll check back with Sister Alexandria. And I think that, oh, Sister Desiree, I'm sorry. UNIA, out of UNIA 330, CBPM member 117.
Oh, yes, of course, I want to speak.
Greetings.
So as I observed, if any of the brothers and sisters can give me some advice that will help along as far as any grants that we can buy some property. I know I walked down here, I seen like a lot of like abandoned property, Then we go back into the reparations things again, and everybody's talking about, oh yeah, we want money. My take on it, I don't want your damn money. I want the land. I want the land that you have stolen from our ancestors. And that's what we want. We want the land so we can turn around and do everything that we are actually supposed to do. Have our own schools, our own hospitals, and everything else. Still promoting Black unity while I was in and out. I'm also a member of the Black Panther Party, so they have a meeting, and I had to be in that or however, whatever. We have things that we have to do, brothers and sisters, as far as our unity. I don't care what religion you are. If you still want to sit over there and practice your white Jesus, that's on you. At the end of the day, what are we doing for our communities? What are we doing for our brothers and sisters and how or whatever? We have to figure out a way to get the land. And until they do whatever they do, don't worry about them. Let's do how we're going to do it right now in order to have our own foundations for our family. So one of the things that I do, I push education as well, because if a brother and sister don't know where they came from, they don't know where they're going. So I push education. My major in college sociology, I'm getting ready to get my master's degree in education, and that's what we have to do. You have to constantly and drill it in there, because if we turn around and we leave this earth, they're going to tell our children that everything that we did is not melanated. They already try to turn Harriet Tubman into a white woman, even on a TV show. And then they make it seem like Wakanda with the Black Panther was, yeah, we know it was a cartoon character, but Wakanda and all that stuff actually exists. And they try to downplay our spirituality. They downplay our ethics and everything like that when it comes to the unification of us. They're banking on us not to unify. And that means all of us. One thing about Marcus Garvey, he didn't discriminate. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? He didn't ask you, were you a Muslim? Right? Are you Nation of Islam? Are you a Catholic? Are you a Jew? Or whatever? Because you have to understand that we are all of that. We are the original Asiatics. You know what I'm saying? I'm going over here to the Japanese town, which they call it. And, that's another language we have to study too. Mandarin, not only with the Swahili, but Mandarin, we have to study that as well. I'm just speaking how, whatever. There's a lot of stuff that we have to do. And I'm here for my brothers and sisters. And I will be there in August in Atlanta and not in New York, because I already said I was coming to Atlanta. So anyway, that's just me. I just want to tell my brothers and sisters I love you. And I want to tell you, it's not over. You know what I'm saying? It's never over. You know why? Because just like that Bible says, it said, every mouth shall confess, every knee shall bow who is God. You know why they fighting so hard? Because they know that the God that they're going to have to bow to is you. It's a black man and a black woman. They know.
I love it.
Off the earth. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. All right, I just want to say I love y'all. Whatever. I see y'all in Atlanta in August, and that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Sister Desiree. We look forward to seeing you here in August for Marcus Garvey Day. Thank you. All right. I have to keep the program going. Were there any other sisters on the line that did not get a chance to share before we move to our brothers? Any sisters that
Did you all share about the Juneteenth on the 22nd? And not June 19th?
No. Well, not official. Well, I think we did. Not as a body. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. We as a local division will not have a booth at the Juneteenth celebration this year in Atlanta. That's one thing that I can say.
May I ask a question? What does that mean? Because I know that I know the organization normally champions leading the parade. So just because we don't have a booth, that don't mean we're not gonna have like a setup out there. Like, how does that work?
So the booth is, the official tent, where you kind of, you've paid your vendor fee to be part of the event. We don't have the staff to man a 3-day event. January, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We had some people here and there, but we didn't really have a staff to carry all 3 days based on when we started planning for it. We didn't start discussing this until after Malcolm X Day and African Liberation Day. Brother James was trying to spearhead.
Trying, that's another word. Stop saying trying, just do. And it doesn't make any sense. How you gonna have Juneteenth and not have the UNIA there?
Sister Desiree, may I finish?
We gonna beat us, my sister. We were just saying that as far as like having a table there, like doing some vending. I mean, perhaps
Well,
vending.
this is the thing. In Maryland, as far as I have like 3 business licenses. You have to understand that on as far as the you measure the street, you can turn around and all you have to do, you can go down to the city, and regardless of whether you have a booth or however, whatever, you can make a booth right there for yourself. And all you gotta do, I know in Maryland, it only costs like $15 that you have it for the day or whatever. So you can create your own booth, because you have to understand, all of us have jobs. That's taxpayers' dollars right there. So if you want to sit there, not on private property, but actually on the property of what is owned by the city, you go down there and get that license. And even though they don't have room there, you can still put your booth up.
We will be still leading the parade, but we don't have the dedicated group that's available to be there for the 3 days for the vending fee. So we will be there. We'll be present. We'll have brochures, but we won't have a table in the vendor section.
And also give me that flyer as well so I can share that out, because I have brothers and sisters in the Black Panther Party that will probably want to be a part of this as well. And we can, and you talk about accountability. Look like we're gonna have to add up on membership.
Yes, ma'am.
First, I'll get your information from President John, Sister Desiree. Thank you so much.
Question, President John.
Yes.
How much is the vending fee this year at Juneteenth?
I think it was $250.
Okay. Thank you.
I think $250. It wasn't. I mean, the fee wasn't bad.
$250 with it already set up.
Yeah, it was reasonable. It was really just the manpower. We didn't have the manpower to man the event. Look at a pretty boy from Barbados or Bahamas. I don't know where he's from. So no, it's a great event. The price was reasonable. Just us as a group, we did very well for Malcolm X Day. We did well for African Liberation Day. But we can't expect, the same groups to attend all of the events here in Atlanta. That group has done their job. We had a great representation at Malcolm X Day. We need another team to come in and help us for Juneteenth. And then right around the corner, we got Garvey Day. So we can't lose focus on Garvey Day. We can't lose focus on Garvey Day. Questions, comments on Juneteenth?
I think perhaps we should try to get some more folks to volunteer.
President John, I can volunteer as well for Juneteenth weekend.
Yeah, we need to be there.
We go back to the history. Is very imperative, especially us being a part of the collective Black Power movement, UNIA. what is the reason for Juneteenth? We have like what going on 2 weeks, and we can't get anybody. You better go out there. I don't care if they strippers or whatever. Atlanta is known for it. Get them jokers around here and just whisper in their ear. Just give them some history. Come on, our brothers and sisters is waiting for it. And you in ATL. At one time, ATL was supposed to be the Black Mecca.
And it
Just
is.
like
It
DC
still
was
is.
Chocolate City. Come on, get it popping. I'm gonna help you guys out, but I will be there in August. We gotta get this stuff going. This is Juneteenth.
President, let me ask a question real quick. So no one is confirmed to man the table, because I know that we're all going to be there. So I'm just saying, you're saying it in essence of no one. You haven't confirmed anyone.
We don't have anyone that has stepped up to take the leadership of manning the table for the 3 days.
Let me ask a question. Has there been a discussion about it at all?
Yes, there has.
And no one has confirmed.
No, as I said, Brother Eric, are you there? Is Brother Eric available? Is he there? Oh my God.
I'm willing to help out again for at least one of the days.
Well, we had a discussion. I know Brother Eric was there, Brother James was there. Was anyone else at that discussion where we talked about Juneteenth? I think, was that our executive meeting?
It was on the one discussion, President, though? Just question. I'm just asking. No, race first.
Yes, I think we had, like I said, and again, this is why we have executive meetings, and why in our executive meetings we try to look 1 to 2 months out. In our May executive meeting, we knew that Malcolm X Day was in May. We knew African Liberation Day was in May, and we knew Juneteenth was in the following month. We prioritized Malcolm X Day and African Liberation Day, and we did well. Coming out of that, June 1st, we had an executive meeting. At that meeting, we talked about our potential to attend Juneteenth. There were some discussions. There were some things that we're going to look into this, look into that, see what we can do. We'll get back to, have an update on Monday, and things never materialized. So we are here, on our mass meeting, with no leadership, for no one in a position of leadership for Juneteenth.
Oh my God, this is disgusting. You know what? This is very disgusting, and it really pisses me off. The thing is, I even have cousins in Atlanta. I need, information on how or whatever, so we can get this. Doesn't make any sense. How are you not gonna have the red, black, and the green sitting over there and not have a table on Juneteenth? This is disgusting. This is appalling.
Hold on, Sister Desiree. Hold on, President John, because it's just the way that you worded it that made it seem so. Sister Desiree, if I may, I understand your sense of frustration, but let me just correct you.
I'm not frustrated. I'm just saying it's disgusting.
But I can understand
I
where
know,
you're coming from.
So if we're
Can
gonna
we pray? We're gonna have people
Hold
there.
on. Let our lady president.
Well, how come you saying that you're not gonna have people for the 3 days? It's a weekend.
No, we're gonna have people there. We're gonna lead the parade and we're gonna be present, we're gonna be visible, we're gonna be there. What President John is saying, as far as vending for memberships or having a stable table, that has not been established. But as far as our participation, us leading and us being there, that is happening. So just on the sake of President's wording, we just won't have, we won't be vending there. We won't be selling flags and t-shirts and memberships this year. So far, as of right now, is what President John is saying, my sister. So I understand, but race first, we're going to be there. I'm going to be there. My children going to be there, my flags and everybody else. And, we're going to be leading that parade because we look forward to that every year. And so does our people in the community, and so does Atlanta. But as far as vending, like I said, again, in repetition, we don't have a table confirmed with our leadership confirmed to man the table, is what we saying, my sister. So race first.
Yes.
President, you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful.
I know what I'm saying. There's a difference between participating in an event and organizing an event. Participating is something that we can do in and out, jump in on Friday, leave on, leave, come back on Saturday, leave, check on Sunday, leave. That's participating. Organizing, we have to be there Friday, maybe even Thursday evening, to set up. And we have to stay there to make sure our stuff don't get stolen until the close of the event on Sunday. So people coming in and out, yes, that is wonderful. That is great. We will have that participation. But as far as someone taking responsibility to be there from the crack of dawn on Friday till till the sun goes down on Sunday, we don't have that dedication.
Have the dedication of stuff getting stolen. You have ways that we can rent a crate or whatever and have that joker locked up. Ain't nobody leaving nothing outside about something being stolen. They have that down at the U-Haul or whatever and have that crate locked up. And then have it, so whatever.
Well, Sister Derek,
Sister Desiree, President John, just for the sake of this conversation, and we can really move forward from this. I just don't think that Juneteenth has its proper time to be discussed. I really don't like the way that you worded. I'm sorry, President. Because I feel like this hasn't been discussed properly, and it hasn't been given enough time. But just for everybody else, for the sake of that conversation, we will be participating, and maybe in the upcoming week, we can discuss if we can or if we will or if we will not vend for the Juneteenth parade and that weekend. It is very vital that the government is there and that our
I'm gonna
president
see
is there.
if I can get them days off. Put me down there. I'm gonna talk to my supervisor on Tuesday, and so we can vent. The brothers and sisters gotta see us not only walking, but they also gotta have that vision out there. And Spirit is only $99 to get to damn Atlanta, 21st to 23rd, and to see if I get them days I'll work. And I'm gonna ask about it tomorrow, and we're gonna have a table there.
Okay.
All right.
Let me see if I can make this simpler.
Race first. Next topic, President.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not going. All right. Moving on to, I think we are with our brothers. So first brother that will bring on.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up the grocery giveaway, and the info is in the chat. So anybody that's available to come out at 11:30 that Saturday to help bag, and then we're gonna move on to the apartments to pass out the groceries. Just let me know or let President John know.
So Saturday, what Saturday? Saturday, June 22nd or what?
The 15th, this coming Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the info is in the chat, Mama Amina.
Okay, I'll have to look at that.
All right. Langston and Najee. All right, first brother will bring in CPM member, UNI member 172 in Brooklyn, New York, Dr. Shams. Greetings, Dr. Shams.
Race first.
Race first.
Yeah, there were a few positions I wanted to be involved in, but the thing is that unlike the U.S., was suggested it to us in our inception as a government way back 100 years ago or so, I have a blemish in my background that prevents me from holding any office. So, I wasn't able to volunteer for anything, but if it was anything like that, it's not stopping Trump from going ahead being in the White House, but if anything, I wanted to volunteer for the assistant legal defense, the African Legion, being that I have a military background and living in the veterans residence right now. And I also have a background in my graduate education towards my master's degree just before appointing myself to be a doctor. I have a background in psychopharmacology. So, I know a little bit about how to research medications and different things like that. Not that I could do that per se or professionally, but you know, I could teach others, I could show others how to do that, the best way to go about it. You know, so that would be with the Black Cross nurses as well. But those are areas I wanted to volunteer on, but I have a blemish, so I'm not able to do it. But anyway, reparations is best got by suing the United States government and United Nations Court, International Court. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to volunteer for assistant legal defense, because my website is set up for sovereignty defense. You know, and I have been successful with that in the U.S. systems as well. I've been successful with the affirmative jurisdiction, you know, which resorts back to our government instead of the U.S. government. If we're able to prove and verify that we're sovereign and show the reasons why, and you know, the whole validity, because it's written in the book, the international law and indigenous rights, United Nations indigenous rights, along with the U.S. various aspects of the U.S. Constitution as well. But my website is geared towards all of that to combat anything they may come at us with, trying to think they could take us down. See, we relied too much on the U.S. system, and they gave us the ideas about blocking brothers that have blemishes, because they knew individuals such as myself with talents and stuff to offer. You know, they would want to block someone like me from helping out anyway, but that don't stop them from putting Trump in the White House. You know, anyway, if y'all want to check out and see what I have, what I'm talking about, my website is on the internet at Not Helpful USA Legislations People.bravesites.com. That's Not Helpful USA Legislations People.bravesites.com. I put it in the chat at least one time, so if you scroll through the chat, you'll see my information there under Not Helpful USA Legislations People.bravesites.com. And if you want to call me, the parameters of how to call me is there also. And I put it in the chat a little earlier. If you scroll through the chat, you will see my information there. Peace and race first.
Race first. Thank you, Dr. Shams, longtime supporter, longtime active member of UNIA Division 421. Yeah, I'll say it at the end. All right. Thank you, Dr. Shams. Next, brother, we'll go to UNIA member 292, Alexandria, Virginia, Minister Monta. Minister Monta, are you there?
Yes, I am. I don't have too much to say. I like to tune in and listen in. I hope everyone is doing well. All right. I have nothing else more to say. All right.
Thank you, Minister Monta. Always a pleasure to hear you. Couple more brothers. And Sister Belinda, did we skip over you for the sisters? Did you join after we went through the sisters?
Yeah, Race First family. Yes, I joined. I don't have anything.
Okay. Thank you, Sister Belinda, for being here.
Thank you.
All right.
Minute, can I ask Sister Belinda something right quick before she get off? I know she sent me an email. What's going on with the Black doctors in Louisiana? Because I know you guys were talking about that they was killing Black doctors down there. How is that going, Sister Belinda?
Thank you, Sister Deborah. Yes, I will be bringing an update.
Desiree. Okay.
Desiree, I'm sorry, Desiree. Yes, Race First. I will be bringing an update hopefully pretty soon here. You know that legislation session is almost over. We have gotten Senator Warnock on board with us in regards to a bill that he allowed us to assist with his administration. So the team, you know, my team with the organization, I have not received the update from them as of yet, but so far everything is moving forward with exposing the criminalization of the Black and brown doctors. You know, we are very concerned about that. So we done moved from Louisiana
across the country, that Black and brown doctors that are under attack in regards to their practices. And I'm finding out
I also heard
that
that there's
nurses.
some other stuff going on in Louisiana right now. You know, as far as I guess they're pushing up more. I know that what they did with what you guys said, what they had them children going to the jail thing. So we're gonna have to make a trip down there to you in Louisiana in a little while too.
Yeah, I really
Can
want
we
you
do
all to
that,
come.
President? Go down to Louisiana and support a sister.
Desiree, let me say this too, that here in Louisiana, you know, we're pushing back on our new Republican governor that took office in January. And I'm probably going to send it out to President John. A lot of the things that they have, bills that they have passed, and they're calling for a convention here in Louisiana. And I really want everybody to be ramped up and get prepared for that, because one of the things that they push to eliminate any minority or Black minority on the medical board here in Louisiana. We only had one representative, and they just recently filed a lawsuit to remove you know, with the, I guess, with the redistricting and redlining this area, so we won't have a Black minority representative on the medical board here in Louisiana. So it's a lot of things that's going on, but most importantly, I'm going to be calling for everyone to come to Louisiana. I really feel strongly that Louisiana is the boiling point for a lot of the things that is happening across the country to marginalize us and take us back, you know, 150 years. So I think we're gonna be.
And you're absolutely right, sister. Yeah. Black Power, you're absolutely right. And it goes back to the history as far as everything that transpired in Louisiana. There's no excuse how it's coming up through the South or whatever as far as the ports and everything else. You're absolutely right. Of course, yes. Well, I want to come to Louisiana. Yes, I do.
Well, I'm gonna need all of you to come to Louisiana, because you know that they're coming for me. You know, I'm still fighting my case in the appeals and the appellate court right now. You know, I want to basically get a comprehensive investigation on this judge that basically snatched me up and made up a charge on me. So I'm fighting back on that. So far, I have won halfway. They had to give some of my money back, and they also had to take the sanction off of me where I wasn't allowed to go into the courtroom. So I'm now back into the courtroom, but I'm still pushing back on the fact that it was, you know, it was an attack against me. And
right.
You know, I'm looking forward to you guys.
Yeah, and Sister Belinda, send me all that information, because you know we have brothers and sisters, and also because this is about the unification in the Moorish Science Temple, because I'm also a Bay, and in the Black Panther Party as well down there in Louisiana. I think that one of the generals down there, the FBI ran it, we took care of that, and then Malik Shabazz was not so long ago down there. Yeah, give me that information. Yeah, you need help down in Louisiana.
Raise first. Sister Belinda, this is Dr. Shams. Have you followed any of the recommendations I have given you about getting the United Nations involved, getting your flyers going to protests up here in front of the United Nations as far as what's happening to us nationwide and stuff? Because we rely too much on the United States system. That's why we screwed up right now.
Yes, I have. Thank you, Dr. Sham. Race first. I've been researching the information that you have sent me. A lot of the information in regards to that. I'm also trying to get some of my other comrades in support of researching that information as well. It's kind of convoluted for me, because right now I'm just really trying to keep these people foot off of my neck right now. I'm limited.
Well, you might want to start with the vermin jurisdiction and bring it back to our government here. It'll work. It'll work. It has worked for me in the courts before. It has worked for me. Now, I'm not telling you nothing that don't work for me. I'm telling
Okay,
you things that work for me. And some lawyers are not aware of it. That's why I want to be assistant legal defense, because I know how to do research into laws, that'll help us.
Dr.
I
Sham,
wanted to volunteer to different areas, but I'm hindered because of my blemish, which happened over 50 years ago. And I have a certificate of relief too. But that don't mean nothing. That don't mean
How
nothing.
come Dr. Shams can't be in the legal defense, President Jones?
Sister Desiree, Brother Dr. Shams, can we allow Sister Belinda to finish and we'll answer questions before we close?
Yes, thank you so much. And I just want to make clear that I am very limited on resources. I'm trying to restructure my organization, even though I have over 3,000 members, but they're inactive. And I probably have, probably 1% of those members that are active. And I'm trying to restructure my organization because I have to have a force with me. That's one of the reasons why I joined up with the UNIA, because of the fact that I can't do this by myself. And a lot of people are just standing on the sidelines waiting for stuff to happen. So what I'm in the process of doing right now is trying to restructure my organization to engage with my members and get them actively involved with what we need them to do. So I'm hoping that within the next 2 weeks or so, I'll have something in place where that I'll be able to do that. And that's going to involve, a lot of the communication and conversation that we need to have to get people engaged. Thank you, Race.
Well, you know what? Yeah. And sister, send me an email. Put my email address. Actually, I put my email address in it for any brothers and sisters and my phone number. But yeah, I want to come down there to Louisiana. Actually, I have family down there. And yeah, I want to come down there and see what I can do. I may not can't be down there for a couple of weeks, but I'm willing to come down there to help you out, sister.
Thank you.
See what I can do. And look, you can put me in there and put stamps on the envelope. I'll send it in the mail. I don't know. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? We got to unify. We got to be there for our brothers and sisters. And you can take off work because of the melanin we have in our skin, because of the spirituality. Our ancestors said, it's our time now. We are the I am. And that goes for your job or anywhere else. And it does. You got to come
Sister
in like
Belinda.
you told them jokers you was going to the Catholic damn church to sit over there and pray to let you off.
All right.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Brother
I just
John.
wanted to ask Sister Belinda to send me that information that what's going on with you. I sent my email in your DM.
Okay, great.
It's Brother Malik.
Sister you had a comment?
Yes, I just wanted to let us all know that we need to help fight the sisters, because they're attacking another sister up in Washington, D.C. or D.C. in that area, as well as they are attacking this young lady. So we got to get out and help our Black queens. They need our help. That's all I want to say. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. That is very profound what the sister just said, and I really appreciate her saying that so powerfully and profoundly, because that's right now, I'm not afraid, but they're coming for me, and I know they are. So it's not the first time they have done it, and I don't have the protection and the security that I need, or the resources. Attorneys only can do so much. So I just wanted to let you all know how much I appreciate you. Thank you.
And that's again how we should all unify. See how it goes now. Everybody has their jobs to do when it comes to the I am. Like you got the Kemetic brothers, you got the Morisans temples, you have them Hebrew Israelites or whatever, it goes however. Everybody has their job to play, and then they're banking on us not to unify all together. Now, with the Huey Newton Gun Club or whatever, now we can talk about how you can have security and everything down there. Like I said, Send me the information. I want to come down there, and then on top of that, I want to group up with, you know, brothers and sisters down there, because there's a Black Panther chapter that's there in Louisiana. And then, you know, we can't all tribalize. Like, we can't talk to another brother over here. We can't talk to another sister. Who gives a goddamn holy fuck? The thing is,
Yeah, Sister Desiree. I forgot. I guess that's what I forgot for the ground rules. No cursing. All right. We're trying to wrap up the
Race first.
Race first.
One last thing, President John. I just text Brother Marvin some of the laws and stuff. So I wanted him to share that with everybody. Thank you, Brother Marvin.
Thank you. There's one brother, well, at least one brother a couple brothers that's been patient, have not had a chance to share yet. Brother Najee.
Yeah, I don't have anything to share. But I appreciate everybody's work and what they do for Black independence, and look ready and for the work. I did text Brother Malik my information, and President John, you have mine as well. And I will be there on Saturday for the food giveaway. So yeah, whatever else that I can assist with, please reach out to me and let me know. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Race first.
Race first. And look, Brother Najee, bring your friends with you.
We rely too much on the U.S. system. That's our problem. A lot of us want to deny that we have rights beyond the U.S. system, and that's what holds us back. We believe in them so much that we believe everything they say, and they put fear in us not to move forward. You know, but we have more recourse other than just the United States system too. That's what the United Nations is set up for. Union of membership nations as well. If we're allied with other nations, you know, we have more leverage against them too. But the averment of jurisdiction, I would get one notarized and one not notarized and submit them both to the courts to get the venue, the jurisdiction of the case or the cases reverted back over to our government or any sovereign government that you might know of or feel comfortable in affiliating yourself with. But we got to stop relying so much on the United States system and fearing them and being caught up in what they're doing and denying ourselves, you know, so vehemently and so fierce and forcefully, you know, upholding their system against us when we have more rights than what they want us to know we have. Peace and race first.
Thank you, Dr. Shams.
And you know what? That's exactly right. And it goes on to the point that we cannot sit here and not be a part, even when it comes to the nation.
All right. Decorum. One thing that we forgot to discuss, Sergeant at Arms and decorum. I don't understand. We have young people on the call that understand and know how to hold their peace. We need our elders to exemplify that same behavior. One brother's been holding patiently. Oh, he don't even have his sound. This brother Nkosi. Brother Nkosi, are you there? Okay. Was there anyone else that did not get a chance to share? Okay. If everyone has had a chance to share, move to close.
Hey, can I say
Wait a minute,
one
hold
thing?
up. I want to finish. Remember, it's race first, aim, destiny,
Lord.
and everything else. And the thing is, that means do not cast out other brothers and sisters or have whatever. And I'm sure if you go to other brothers and sisters, you know, this is not no tribal thing. That's what they're banking on. They're banking on us not to unify and also procreate. I'm just saying, if you need some help, it ain't gonna be no problem to go down the street, talk to Nation Islam, Moore Science Temple, even them Nawabians, other Dr. York, or however, whatever. It's time for us to stop that tribal stuff and put our stuff together. We have brothers and sisters out here that need our assistance.
I say we should help our brothers and sister in whatever way we can. And I say the trust is, like as the brother said, we have too much trust. That's why a lot of us forgot about the Tuskegee experiment and rolled our sleeves up and took their, you know what, took their, you know
That's
what.
why we have too much stress. But don't look at the flip side. We are also the warriors.
Well, okay, understand. What I would recommend in regards to the sisters, our lady president will be having her Black Cross nurse meeting on the 21st, Friday the 21st. I think that'd be a good time for our sisters to come together and discuss, problem solutions, and also an opportunity for brothers to hear how we can assist our sisters. That would be my recommendation.
You assist us all the time. Didn't you come out of the womb of your mama? Yeah. You came out of the womb. You didn't come out of a penis. The Black woman needs your assistance all the time. When did she have to go into a meeting to tell you she needed assistance? You didn't sit right there and listen to all these women on there, and they told you they needed assistance.
Yes.
You came with the mitochondria cell out of a vagina. They need
I just want to say one thing, if that's okay. To God be the glory.
Mr. Desiree.
Thank you, God.
Go ahead,
President
Sister.
John, can I just say one?
Yes.
To God be the glory. I love all of y'all. Thank you for the nominations. I'm honored to serve alongside all of you. And to God be the glory.
Thank you, sister.
Well, the only thing I want to know, what God are you serving? I hope it ain't that blonde-haired, blue-eyed one.
There's only one source. Whatever name you may call it, the source, the one, the universe, the cosmos, all of that, all that there is. I honor it.
Thank you, Sister Cecily.
Ashe.
All right, we will prepare to move to close. It's been a good meeting. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, officers. Thank you, members. Thank you, supporters.
Thank you, everybody, as well. Sorry, President, but I just want to redirect energy. Thank you so much to the feminists in the room. Like that, so awesome. It's been an awesome meeting. I do want to redirect y'all to the Black Cross nurses every first and third Friday. We do have these conversations. We do have this much fun. I do want to remind everyone again. I know sometimes mass meetings can be a little, because this is where we come and we finally talk to each other for so long. But we do have to remember it is a decorum and it is a way that we present ourselves in the mass meetings. But with that being said, I do want to say I appreciate the energy and the enthusiasm. But please bring all these concerns and bring all the sidebar conversations and everything else, but into the Black Cross nurses, because we focus on three things. We focus on healthcare, we focus on education, and we focus on community. And then there's a lot of things that I wanted to comment on, but as the President said, it is a decorum. It's a way that we handle things. So I have been taking notes, and I have been keeping up with the things that have been said, because there is an answer for everything that everyone has said, especially to my sister Belinda down in Louisiana. I have been sending my love and I have been sending my prayers to you. I do remember you from the last call. And we have been, as a UNIA as a whole, the whole UNIA have been working internationally. Our brother Shams, you had said something about getting us back at the UK. Well, I have information about that, because one of our own has been at the UK and has sat at the table with the United Nations. That is important that you all know that we are moving forward as a people. That's why the UNIA Division 421, the Julius Nyere CBPM, Atlanta Division 421 is moving the way that it is. That's why we are so busy with the whirlwind to keep you up informed, with the Black Cross nurses to keep you informed, with the community, the healthcare, the current status of healthcare and the current status of medicine, as far as holistic as well as to what to do on the sidebars of that.
the motor corps to train you in how to defend yourself and how to protect yourself, and also how to protect your leadership and the people in your membership inside of UNIA-ACL. Our courses of African philosophy and our orientation and our Tuesday study session, where we learn more about Garveyism, where we learn more about our African philosophy, and our orientation, where we learn about everything about the UNIA and all of its auxiliaries and affiliates, as I should say, as a whole. It's important that you all stay tuned and you keep engaged, because we are going forward and we are training, and we are, as leadership, we are training you all, and we are personifying you all as the Garvey I said we are, if not even stronger. So, like I said, bring all this to the Black Cross nurses. I invite each and every one of you, brothers and my sisters, especially my brothers, please come. I do like to let the sisters have the floor, especially the ones that are in leadership and the ones that are heavily active. I do like them to make the first comments and stuff, but then you'll understand that when you get there. Like I said, we have a lot of fun. We cover a lot of things. We talk about a lot of stuff. We cover what the Black Cross nurses is, and what we do, and who we are as a total, because like we study in the Black Cross nurses, it wasn't that much recognition, but we were the heaviest auxiliary. I mean, besides the Black Star Line, we were the heaviest auxiliary because of what our contribution was and who we were. We were the women, we were the mothers, we were the nurses, we were the ones giving out the holistics. We were the ones when there were actual national disasters, and it was 100 Black Cross nurses that got called to that, and we are working to build that camaraderie again. The Black Cross nurses will strive, and we will just be just as strong as the Red Cross nurses and as the green ones and as anybody else. And that's what's going on in the Black Cross Nurses Division and in the Black Cross Nurses chapter of Division 421. So I invite each and every one of you, come and get, like I said, keep all that enthusiasm. I welcome it, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you. First and third Fridays of the month, you'll get those flyers. Our President, thank you so much, President, for all that you do. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, President Ross, for all that you do, and all of our people in leadership as well. Thank y'all so much. Grace first. Go in Garvey's grace. Back to you, President. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lady President. With that, we will close out. I'll go ahead and do the honor of closing us out. If everyone would, please come off mute, put your black fists in the air, and repeat after me. One God.
One God.
One aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
One destiny.
Africa.
Africa.
For the Africans.
For the
Africans.
Those at home.
Those at home.
And those abroad.
And those abroad.
Race first, family.
Up, you mighty race, accomplish what you will.
Accomplish what you will. God is great.